Welcome back, folks. Supreme Court's day 3 of our play dates here in Guntersville, and we are joined by Coach Jon Nelson of the Albertville Middle School Aggies, also joined by Talik Saint and Mr. Sailor Waldron. Just had a chance to watch these guys play, and Coach, y'all just came off the court, great second half effort. Tell me a little bit about your team's performance in that opening game this summer.
North Sand Mountain, they're a small school, but they're really good at what they do, and that's wanting to absolutely cause chaos, trap you all over the floor, speed you up.
And they did.
And they did. And really get you out of their game, playing their game. And I felt like we struggled at first, really finding and breaking the press, but as the game went on, we got smoother with it and was able to get some easy buckets and break it towards the end.
Yeah, and I think both of these guys sitting up here had a lot to do with that. Especially Talik. I think like early in that game, the pressure was a little fast, but then you just kind of settled in, and then when you got into your tempo, the ball just kind of came into you, and you controlled that pressure, looked for your teammates. It's like you have a feel. Does that just come easier to you? Have you been coached to do all that, or are you just out there playing?
I just like to have fun. Like when I go out there, at first I'm like super nervous, but then after I probably score or something like that, I just start going easy.
And Sailor, there was one play in particular first half we were just talking about earlier, to where these kids from North Sand Mountain were a little bit older than you guys, and there was one rebound. It was a 50-50 ball, and it was kind of like, wow, that was a little stronger than I thought it was going to be. And the very next trip down, maybe 2 trips down, there was another rebound like that, and you went in with a little bit more authority. If you can, speak a little bit to why it's important to play against that kind of physicality that you might not see every day in practice in 8th grade.
Well, you may run into a team that, like later on in the tournament, that's bigger, stronger than you. So it's good to play against them and play a team older, bigger, and stronger, more physical than you're used to.
So last year, you're looking at the defending Marshall County champions in the 7th grade, so they'll be moving up to the 8th this year and competing for that championship. And I've learned it's a big deal, Coach, to play in that tournament because people love basketball around these parts. But what is the mentality? Is that the goal? Is it just to get better every day? What are you instilling in these kids that Coach Bunnell's passing down that you want to see every day? And if you guys do these ingredients every day in practicing games, you feel like you'll be holding that trophy again?
As far as like our team goal and like winning, that's the kind of the goal. But as far as individually, we talk, and it's to get better every day. And by the end of which is going to be their 8th grade year, that they've worked and we've gotten them prepared to where when they move up, all right, they're not having to be retaught certain things when they're 9th graders, play a 9th grade, or they're good enough to go up to JV, to where they just kind of flow right into a system, and we're not having to take steps backwards. And so, that's the thing we kind of harp on every day. All right, what can we do to get better at this? Maybe it's ball handling, maybe it's shooting, maybe it's passing. What are you doing each day to improve? Maybe what you're not, if you're a good shooter, and if you're a good shooter, not so good ball handling. What did you do that day to get better at that skill? And so, I feel like middle school, that's fundamentals are like your key basics and your foundation for, all right, so when they get up to high school, we don't have to go back and teach that stuff. They know it, and we can just keep learning and progressing.
Add and add and add and add and add. And so along those lines, as the leaders of this team, there's a reason that you guys are sitting in here throughout the course of practices, and Coach talks about fundamentals. And as far as the camaraderie, getting your teammates together, getting in the gym together, who's the guy that does that? Who's the guy that gets everybody together and gets them to go play or gets them to do stuff?
It's always different people. We have a lot of people on our team like that.
Yes, and that's culture, right? That's what's been instilled, that everybody has to own and has to. So, what part of your game this summer you feel like really needs the most work? We see that you dribble on balance, under control, never really gets sped up, never gets in a hurry, knows where his teammates are. What's that one part of your game that you'd like to see improve this summer and that you're working on?
That I can get more aggressive, like going to the basket.
Get fouled, give me a certain example of a play.
Like, so sometimes like I'll like drive, and I'll get kind of nervous, so I'll just back up. But I don't like go into the contact and not be scared of contact.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sam, you come on up here to Supreme Courts a couple times. We'll get you in those jump strap drills and get you used to that contact. And for you, Sailor, down low, as far as like your post-up game, your face-up game, what are a couple of things you're trying to add?
Kind of what he said, just get more aggressive with the ball and look to score more, look to drive more, and just take more shots.
Well, Coach, I'd like to ask you a question about this. As you've seen basketball progress, and especially with these younger groups, used to back when we played, you're a lot younger than I am, but like back when I played, there was 2 6'9", 6'10s in there. We're in high school 6'4", 6'6", and it was clogged up, and there was nowhere to go. Well, now everything's open. How important is it, obviously in high school, but at this age, to teach these kids to get to 2 feet and then have something that they can do, like to get to their spot? Why is that so important now in basketball?
I mean, I feel like, you ask these guys what we start out with every single day, and it's finishes. Getting there, off two.
Yes.
I mean, because we always talk, when you drive, you gotta have a plan. Nobody stops you, you go finish. You get stopped, you're either kicking out, or that guy who's helped over, you're looking for the dunk ball. And so, I mean, I think the way the game has progressed, where, like you said, it's not clogged up anymore. It's more of all 5 positions have to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot,
And come from great spacing, which that's the keep speaking, but y'all's spacing is phenomenal, man. Y'all been taught that.
And so, I mean, you gotta be able to do those things, and how the game has transitioned to it. And so, I mean, being able to really work on in 7th and 8th grade, working on those skills, learning those different types of finishing moves, and it's kind of like what you said earlier, when they're in high school and they're stronger and they develop that confidence to finish it where we can, or go in there, give them we stride style, we call it donut comeback. All right, I'm comfortable making that move now, and we don't have to start with the basics of just, all right, we're still just working with our weak hand. If we can develop to where, all right, we can dribble with both hands, finish with both hands, like I said, by the time we're 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th graders, I mean, our arsenal of being able to score is just increases tremendously.
Love that word you use, arsenal. You got to have a lot of things in that arsenal. But it's kind of like this, and my recommendation would be this. Number one, you got to know where your spot is out there, kids. You got to know where your spot is, And if I can get to my spot, I need 1 or 2 things to do. And as you develop 3 or 4. But the most impressive thing I saw about this Coach Nelson's team and these kids was their body language, folks. Whether it was a call, whether it didn't really matter. Whether it was physicality. One time you got hammered in the half court. The guy just came into you, knocked you down. They called a block on you. No body language, Sailor gets killed Sailor gets killed one time on the offensive board. Come back next time and plays harder and blocks this guy out. So kudos to you, Coach Bonnell, for what y'all are instilling in these guys. I may have to come to. Where's that county tournament going to be?
It's going to be at Albertville this year.
It's going to be at Albertville this year. I'm going to have to come over there and see the crowd of the Fighting Dylan Bonnells and see what it's about all the way from young to old. But Coach, thanks for joining us, and guys, I really look forward to keeping up with y'all. Thanks. I know we had to do this a couple times, guys. I'm not as good at this as I used to be, but thank y'all for being patient with us. Enjoy watching y'all play. Good luck this season.